is a new week and a new study. We are in the tree study and we're super excited. It's an awesome study, especially with the season and the leaves changing colors. So let's get to it with our first book. And the title is Our Tree Named Steve. The author who writes the words is Alan Zebwell. And the illustrator who draws the pictures is David Cottrell. So let's get started with Our Tree Named Steve. There's a letter. Someone wrote a letter. It says, "Dear kids, a long time ago when you were little, Mom and I took you to where we wanted to build a house for us to live in. But in order to build there, men had to come and clear the land." And that does happen. Sometimes we have to clear a tree for some room. But I remember there was this one tree, a special tree, that the three of you could not stop staring at. Adam thought that it was crying. Lindsay said it looked nervous, and Sorry, who was only 2 years old, couldn't pronounce the word tree and called it Steve. "I love you, Steve," she kept saying. And then Adam and Lindsay started saying it too. And before too long, Mom and I got the hint and asked the builder to please save Steve. This is Steve. He is a big tree with a big trunk. The day that we moved in, Steve was there to greet us. He quickly worked his way into your lives as a swing holder. This is a tire swing. Some of you might have seen these at playgrounds or maybe in a tree in your neighborhood. A target, third base for baseball, a hiding place, and a jump rope turner. It's a long jump rope. Steve did a lot. And whenever our dryer broke down, he held our underwear with pride. So they're drying their clothes outside. Oh, what are they doing here? This looks like such a fun night. Yes, right there in the center of our yard, this weird looking tree grew to become the center of our outdoor life. They had barbecues, campouts, and dance parties. This is a tent and they are camping in their backyard. That is so much fun. Let's see. Or when Adam and Lindsay started getting crushes on the Simon kids next door. Oh boy. Steve adjusted to our every need. This looks like the season that we're in now. Do you remember what season we are in? Fall. Very good. All the leaves are starting to change colors. See red and yellow and orange, and they're on the ground. What season do you think this is? There's snow on the ground, so I'm gonna go with winter. And it wasn't always easy standing tall through snowstorms in the winter. Wow, look at that. All the branches all covered with snow. What do you think this is? Looks like a bed or a swing. This is called a hammock. Hammocks are super comfortable to lay in, especially with a good book. Or when Uncle Chester napped in the hammock. Uncle Chester is napping. Not to mention the time the sewer overflowed and Steve is the tree, sucked up all the smelly water. All the smelly water went into the trunk and into the roots of the tree. The roots go way deep into the ground. Oh no, Steve got sick. That's right, trees can get sick. The tree doctor had to give Steve a haircut. Oh my gosh, and Steve now looks like a big thumb. What? Through the years, Mom and I have tried to show you, in a world filled with strangers, the peace that comes with having things you can count on and a safe place to return after a hard day or a long trip. Which brings me to the point of this letter. Last week, a storm hit our area. And though we spared Steve's life a long time ago, this time we could not save him. Look at what happened to Steve. He fell over because of the storm. Let's see what happens. Are we sad? Sure we are. But even then, when he could have fallen onto our house, on Sorry Swings, on Kirby's house, Mommy's garden, Steve performed his last trick and protected all of us till the very end. Friends like that are hard to find. So there's Steve, that's the bottom of the trunk. So when you come home from Grandma's next week, Steve will be able to greet you. Steve will not, I'm sorry, be able to greet you as he's done in the past. And I'm sorry. But please know that Steve will always be with us in our hearts, right? We always carry people in our hearts and in our thoughts and our memories. And there's that picture of the family in front of Steve. They will always have that to cherish. And in a different tree, oh, did we skip a page? No. And now they found a different tree in their yard, and look at what they built. A tree house. Super cool. See you next week. The end. So that tree's name was, what was it, Miss Chrissy? I forgot.
Steve?
Steve, our tree named Steve. Would be a great idea if the weather calls for it or any day this week to go outside and pick a favorite tree in your yard and name it. Just like they named this tree Steve. So get out there and explore, and we cannot wait to do this study. Bye, everybody.